Hello everybody, welcome to astraeakeva. This is a drawing of a web novel cover, a webcomic cover, but it's a three-part. I think I'll make it a three-part series. In today's video, I'll be drawing this particular portrait, painting this particular portrait, but I'll be talking in the background and I'll be talking about a few things. First of all, I'll be talking about my YouTube channel and how I'm thinking about reorganizing my YouTube channel, how I'm going to restructure everything, because I'm planning a few things that I've noted on my other channel, on my Instagram page. The second thing I'm going to talk about is the reason why I started this YouTube channel, although I have another one. Thirdly, I'm going to talk about the general aspect of creating web novel covers, comic book covers, and then I'm also going to talk about the entire process of creating this particular painting. So let's get into it. I wanted to talk about this particular YouTube channel. You will notice that I'm doing a few things. I am creating semi-realistic rendering. Like I said, I'm creating rendering for the purpose of creating cover art, especially for writers who are writing web novels. And that's actually why I'm studying Korean, because I want to work with Korean novel writers. So that's kind of one of the many things. I'm also studying Japanese. So those are kind of the reasons why. I thought, I really like cover art. I usually judge web novels that I read online. I judge them off of the cover art that they have. So I'm studying that, and I'll be sharing the process of studying that, and I'll get more into that later in this video. The second thing I wanted to talk about was, why do I have two YouTube channels? Well, I'm a bit of a confused person. I can't concentrate on one specific thing. So let me clarify. I've been creating hyper-realistic traditional art since 2014, 2015. And during those times, although I received a lot of compliments from people, I received a lot of nice words, I was not happy. I felt as though I'm doing all of this work simply because people tell me that this particular work looks nice, or this particular work looks a certain way. But that's the thing. Like, I never did it simply because I wanted to do it. I did it because other people were telling me I should do this type of art, or I should create this type of draw people with pencils and pens and all of that. But I never really had a self-motivation. I never really had my own plans and goals for my artistic expression. So I started a YouTube channel, and I was sharing my art on that YouTube channel, and getting exhausted. And I did get some clients that I drew portraits for, but I was never genuinely excited. I was never really happy. It was just like, I need to make money. But I decided last year that I'm going to study art, and I'm going to study art from the fundamentals. And so I decided to enroll in some online classes. I decided to watch a whole bunch of YouTube videos, and then because of my location, I'm not going to share where I live, but my country, it's really hard for me to get art supplies for my traditional art. So I decided, let me invest in a drawing tablet and create some traditional art. And so that's how the entire process started. And after familiarizing myself with my drawing tablet, I decided to start this YouTube channel. So it's sort of me starting over from scratch and reorganizing myself. Now, do I post on my other channel? Yes, I post every day on that channel. The reason why I post every day on that channel is because it forces me to draw, but I draw mostly illustrations for stickers and stuff that I sell online. But yes, those are what I do. That's what I do on the channel. But this channel is sort of what I enjoy the most compared to the other one. I really enjoy sharing my ugly art. I really enjoy sharing how I suck at what I do. For example, I couldn't even draw proper gesture drawings. I couldn't even draw proper, just trying to understand forms of certain objects, So I don't mind sharing that because I realized I'm not the only person who struggles with those things. So that's kind of why I want to share my ugly, how should I say this? Ugly art is pretty much the best way I can describe it. So yes, and thirdly, I want to talk about Webnovel covers. Like I said, I do judge web novels and webcomics. I read a lot of webcomics that come from Korea. I hardly read webcomics that come from other countries. There are a few of them that I really enjoy, but I've never really read manga. Like, I've never been a fan of reading manga, but I've read a lot of Korean manhwa, simply because I like how the storylines are made and all of that. So I judge them based off of the cover art, and I've realized, especially the web novels, they are really well made. The cover art for that is really, I don't want to use the word beautiful because that's subjective, but intriguing. They are very attractive, and so that's kind of why I decided to study web novel, specifically web novel, and then web cover art. So that's what I'm studying, and I've decided to share my process on my social medias, and not only the painting process, but sharing the information I get, like how do you create web novel covers, and resources for creating web novel covers, the entire process, how it works, and all of that. So sorry, I will be doing that, especially on Instagram. I will be sharing most of my posts. I am a graphic designer, so creating content and creating content for social media is pretty easy for me, so I'll just do that and share that information that I'm learning along the lines or along the way with people who view my YouTube channel. And last but not least, I did not say this at the beginning, but I am working on my first webcomic. Yay! Another reason why I bought my drawing tablet was to create a webcomic. My friend and I used to write stories. We've never really published anything, but I realized I really like telling stories, and creating webcomics is just another way of telling a story. So yes, I'll be sharing that. I already mentioned it on my channel, but I thought it is more fitting on astraeakeva to share it on astraeakeva instead of my other YouTube channel. So I will stick to illustrations for my prints on the other channel, and then I will stick to my webcomic and webcomic art, web novel art, cover art on this one. So let's talk a little bit about this particular portrait for today. I took the illustration from my other channel, and then I'm rendering it. And the idea behind this is about a young lady who is due to some situations that she's gone through in life, she doesn't believe in love. So that's why it's called Loveless. And this is only part 1. I will be doing another part 2 as well as part 3. Part 3 will focus more on the background and all of that. So this is sort of the process. I still have to go through the typography, but simply because I needed to create a thumbnail for the YouTube video, I just made a thumbnail, but the typography just doesn't fit with the theme of this particular novel cover. So I will fix that along the way. Just my thoughts on semi-realistic rendering. It's especially when I'm trying to change and convert my illustrations, there are a lot of things that I have to fix, especially like her eyes. Semi-realism isn't necessarily like realism, which is something I'm particularly used to, which is something I did for a long time. But having stylized characters is a good thing, I guess. But I like to keep it, I like to make it as real as possible. I've tried to copy other artists, but I end up, how should I say this? I end up just going back to what I'm used to. So I like to keep it that way. So yeah. In terms of what I went through, the entire process was getting along pretty well. She came out pretty good. I was kind of worried about her pose and all of that, but the only thing I struggled with this particular drawing was her hair. I shared recently my painting study number 2, and how much I suck at hair drawing, but that's kind of why I deleted my entire hair layer. I wanted to look as good as possible. At the end of the day, I really would like my clients to get a good rendered drawing, even if it's not perfect. I don't believe in perfection, but I believe in something that is considerately made. Is that a word? Considerately made with consideration. So that's kind of why I deleted her hair, and I kind of figured out how to render her hair for the first time. But yes, sorry about the noise. But yes, that's sort of the process that I went through. I'm not focused on the entire composition for this drawing. I wasn't really interested in the backgrounds, although I did end up creating some sort of background I wasn't really happy with. All I'm focused on is the character, on the portrait, how to make her look good, not perfect but good. So that's kind of what my focus was on for this particular cover art. So yes, studying various things like clothing and all of that comes in handy at the end of the day. Studying how human body anatomy is made comes in handy when I have to do the rendering. I'm studying anatomy and gesture so I can create my webcomic. So all of those things are in the background that come into play when I'm creating my paintings or my drawings. So they all help me at the end of the day. So now I'm going to draw the hair, which I'm going to share with you guys. Why do I suck at drawing hair? I don't know why. I really struggled with drawing a hair. But I decided to just do the overall rough shadows and then work from there rather than trying to like make it look perfect. But let me just draw overall colors, like the shadows and the lighting, and then draw the strands. I like drawing hair strands, but I decided to just go with it this way rather than trying to figure out how exactly I should draw hair. Everybody has their own way of drawing hair, and I'm still not there yet. I still don't know how exactly to draw it. I have watched a lot of YouTube videos. I have signed up to a lot of online courses that kind of show you how to draw hair, but they all kind of show you how to draw hair in their style. And I think I just need to be patient enough to figure out my own style, and that will come with a lot of mistakes. That will come with a lot of trial and error. So I'm open to that, and I'm looking forward to it. So yes, that's it for today's video. I don't have any much to talk about, so I'll just leave the rest of the video to play on while you guys watch the whole rendering. So yes, thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe, like and share if you like my content. It will really help me a lot to get my message out there and also help other people. Oh, and I'm creating gesture drawings almost every day, so my records. And if you guys are interested in joining me, feel free to tag me or message me on Instagram and share your gesture drawing every day. And yeah, that's about it. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. I hope you guys have a great day. Yeah, bye.